Hello beautiful people and welcome to this first video of mine on YouTube. And I'm all super energetic because I just booked my flight to Costa Rica for open end and I'm just, challenges. One word that will be discussed more on this channel in later videos because I am actually super afraid. I was going back and forth if I should do this, and then I just did, and I'll fly in 5 days. And I'm absolutely freaking out and absolutely fully energetic and whew. So, this video is not about this at all. It does have something to do with it anyways. Why is that? I'm gonna show you this wonderful quote in my room. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's the wrong way around. Well, I'll read it for you. Perfectionism is the enemy of action. You know, we have the action really big here. So, I have been filming this freaking video for at least 5 times. And the only reason I do this video is actually to give anyone who's out there and who's interested in this topic hope. To tell you, you can freaking do this. You can go through everything, and if you've already gone through a part of this, you are so freaking powerful, okay? And I completely lost touch with this vision. And I thought, oh, but these videos were looked more at and they did it like this, they made like a photo video, but I wanted to talk actually. And so I changed everything. Instead of taking one of my videos, I thought, okay, we'll do this. And I've come to the conclusion, I'll do it the way I want. And if I'm talking too much for someone, or if they'd rather liked seeing all the photos, well, then you can go, it's alright. But I'm gonna do this video now, and this is gonna be the version that will be uploaded, whatever happens. So, without further ado, let's start this video. And this video is, disclaimer, there will be some sensitive informations. I won't be talking about weight. I won't be showing too many of the pictures because I don't want to give you references to compare with. I don't. That's not going to be helpful. And I also don't want to drain about my past because... Is that a word in English? I'm German. Anyways, I want to tell you that you can change everything that lies in front of you, and you can change your life to a direction where you want to really go, but you cannot change your past. And even though my past has had a lot of hardships, I am super thankful for these because this gives me the experiences that now I am learning more and more to stand up for myself. I learn to be me, and I really value this in me and in other people, which I probably wouldn't if I would have never experienced this. So this is actually extremely helpful right now. And that is why I think we shouldn't go into our past and be like, oh, I wasted all this time. No, you didn't. Like, there was a reason and it was good that it happened. And now we're focusing on what we can change. But to show you a little bit how things can go maybe easier, I wanted to share a bit of my story. And in the next video, I'll share my tips about how to get out of this situation, or how I managed that. So, to begin with, for me, my eating disorder, which mostly at the beginning was anorexia. Okay, I can stand up a bit because otherwise it will be really uncomfortable. So, for me, this started actually really, really early. I was a child that had a nice childhood with my parents, with my brother, and then went to school. I had good friends, everything was fine. And when I came to like the age of around 9 or 10, I started gaining weight because of a difficult situation at home. So with that, I didn't even feel anything. I was actually a really confident child. I saw this video, I'll show it to you here, and I was like, this girl sang in front of like hundreds of people, didn't give a shit, and was dressing up the way she wanted, like with high heels and a dress that she thought was cool, and that was cool. Like I saw this, I was like, this confidence, I'm in awe. Like, this is my hero. My little me is my hero. This is incredible. So with that, things went on, and I kind of didn't fit in anymore that good. I had all these friends, but it wasn't the same. My two best friends, it wasn't working out anymore that good. I felt well, as if I was not fitting in that good anymore. And so for me, I linked these two things, and that was unconscious, and it wasn't showing up till later, but I linked that if you are thin and small, you will be accepted and people will like you, because all the other girls in my class were really small and thin. They just were, so I could not exchange my clothes with them at sports stuff, and I just felt like not being a part anymore. And so this went on like this. I got into middle school and people were all matching in new friendships, and I wasn't. For me it was just like not really working anymore. So I have to check. Okay, I can stand up. I don't know why I go into this uncomfortable position here. And so when I got there, I also really relied on things like Germany's Next Top Model, and I got Instagram, and I saw a lot of these Victoria's Secret models. And for me it became a high ideal to look like them, because their lives were looking perfect. Disclaimer, pictures don't tell the truth, but we all know this, and still we have to remind ourselves, because I have some pictures of me, you can see here, and well, I looked really good on those, but if you would have taken away the makeup and if you would have looked inside, I was so in an eating disorder at that time, and it was a mess inside of me. So don't take photos too seriously, really don't. And with that, I started to go for this ideal. The more I lost control on the outside, the more I tried to control the inside. So the more I also tried to control the outside, but it wasn't working. I didn't have friends anymore. I felt like not fitting in, so I like changed this way, and I just started controlling. I started restricting, and I started a hell lot of sports. It got up to the point that I was doing sports 7 times a week, like 40-50 minutes in the morning before school, and then coming home, like going to the gym at least for 2 hours. And I was in school from to morning till 4 p.m. so nobody would notice actually how I was eating. And yes, so with that I started losing weight quickly. And I got very much compliments for this. You know, I got many compliments, and I felt like, okay, this is the way to go. Okay, nice. And I pushed and pushed and pushed, and I got to really, really low weight. And this resulted in me getting to hospital because I had such a high iron deficiency. But I was just, in my mind, it was all about the food. I was not thinking about anything else anymore. I think everyone who goes through this or has been going through this knows that at some point your mind will only turn around food, and you will think about what you are going to eat, how you can eat the least amount of food, and for me it was also how to hide this. Of course, you don't want to know anyone else. And the more I got into this control, the less I was also participating in anything outside of food. And I wasn't fitting in already, kind of, wasn't really working. And yeah, I excluded myself, actually. I was manifesting to exclude myself because my thought was, until I'm that thin, I cannot fit in anyways. So that was also my manifestation, because how you think will, change how you act, and that will actually manifest itself in the reality. But of course, I didn't know anything of this. I just thought I want to be thin. That was the only thing, actually. And I went to my dad because everything was getting really serious, and I was not getting on that good with my mom. I think all the teenagers of us being like 15, 16 years old, well, you know what I'm talking about, probably. And this was also when I hit the minimum weight and the minimum body fat. I was very freezing all the time. I had a high problem sleeping because I would be very hungry in the evening, and my mind was very fuzzy. Like, I couldn't calm down my nervous system. Did I say I was freezing? I think so. And you could see it. Like, I was super thin, but I was also had a very light skin tone. I had very bloodless lips. But what really helped me changing to my dad's place was that he was not controlling as much as my mom. He was like, oh yeah, she's fine, she's okay. And that helped me actually a lot, because he was trusting me. And I had someone who trusted me. And that gave me a little bit of trust back that I regained in myself, actually. And at that time, I ate more, but what had changed was that I couldn't keep up the control. So I was eating a lot sometimes. Like, I remember a whole pot of lasagna at my grandma's place. And they were all just happy that I ate, obviously, because I didn't before. And then I would feel sick. I had tummy aches, but I wouldn't feel satisfied because my body was so didn't have enough nutrients. It was deprived for such a long time of it that I wanted to take in everything I could get. I was like, oh my god. And I was looking at burgers and sushi and cakes. Oh my god, cakes were a big thing also. And these were all also fear food. So I would eat a lot, and then I would eat nothing for some days, or very, very little. Not a healthy way. And I had the big chance of getting a horse at the age of 16, 17, I think 16. And that was a heartstring that was fulfilled. And suddenly, I had something else that my head was turning around. My world didn't only evolve around food. That was a big changement. And the eating disorder went from, I think, the age of 12 until 20. And for me, it has always been very helpful to have animals around, because I notice a lot that with people who are dealing with this, at least for me, that was the case, your thoughts were spinning the whole time, and spending time with animals really grounded me, as did spending time in nature also, but mostly animals was really, really good. And so with this, things got a little bit lighter, but still on the inside, my thoughts, like, I wasn't thinking healthy. I still had the thought of, you are worthy when you are thin. And when I couldn't contain this being thin anymore, I was really, really struggling, because I had like binges, and then I would restrict, and even the restricting wasn't working that well anymore. And at some point I gained a lot of weight. It was not a lot, actually, but for me it felt like a lot, because I was very puffy also. I was eating a lot of sweet foods, and I remember I had this week with a good friend of mine. two friends, and we were in Berlin, and we were binging every evening, but we didn't feel bad about it at all, and it was amazing to heal a little bit and to give my body a lot of calories to feel like the system could calm down a little bit, one could say. And yeah, this was really helpful. Also finding friends at the age of 17 in school, because before it just didn't fit. And I was also, and I think this is a big thing for a time when you don't fit in and you don't find friends. Become your best friend yourself. And the thing for me was that I didn't have any standing ground anymore. I was just trying to please everyone else. I was outside the whole time. I was thinking about, okay, what could I do to get friends? How could I be? Instead of just being me. And I think that was actually what deprived me of finding people, because I was looking out for it so much and I was trying to change me. And you are the person that will be the longest time with yourself. So, start becoming you. And I know that is easier said than done. I'm training very, very much for this every day. So that is a thing that takes time, but getting conscious of it is the first step. So after that, I had a good time. My school was finished and I had changing times. Like, I was doing a lot of work, actually that was very manually, and my body changed. And for me, that was also a helpful thing, because I was focused on how can I achieve things in life and how can I get the strongest, how can I get the most power to do these jobs and to live life to the fullest. But still, when I would have times where I couldn't do this job, I would feel guilty around food. I would not deprive myself of it, but I could feel guilty, you see. And well, I mean, this was already a big improvement, not feeling anymore as like not depriving myself of anything and just living life and not worrying about getting an ice cream or whatever. And so right now, some months ago, I tried out being fruitarian. And before I thought, okay, I'm fully out of this. We're all good. I'm doing very good. My body's healthy. And it showed me that, try to be always aware of things. Because I was not in control of the situation around me anymore. And I was again trying to please anyone. Because again, I hit this theme of not really fitting in. And for me, this shifted directly again into trying to control what I was eating. And I didn't notice consciously, and I did this for 3 months and really deprived my body of nutrients and stuff, and had a very sportive study going on actually at university. Until I got to hospital and I was operated and I couldn't do anything anymore. And then I got tonsillitis again and things like this. So, where does this lead me to? This really led me to, what the fuck? Why the hell? Che cavolo? I'm learning Italian. Why the hell are you trying to please anyone else? Why are you actually always on the outside? How is it that you, the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life, are trying to be liked by everyone, and by that don't like yourself? You have to be your companion till the end of your days. And if you don't like this companion, like, why would you be motivated to have a cool life? Why would you, go down that way of enjoying life? How could you? If you spend, for example, if you spend your holidays with someone you don't even like, well, you won't enjoy it that much. And that is the thing, and you're there all the time. So why was that happening to me? And this definitely lies in the past. There will be people who go out there with much more self-esteem and with just saying no and saying, okay, I don't want this, and I was not capable of this. But instead of looking at it like, oh my god, why didn't my parents show this to me or whatever, go down the route and tell yourself, okay, I'll claim it back. And if I have it back once, this will be there because I learned it. And I don't want to get to the point again where I was, saying yes to everyone but to me. Because a yes to everyone and everything outside is oftentimes a no to yourself. And this is something I had to learn the hard way. And life showed me these lessons again and again and again and again. And it was like actually really obvious. But life will show you these lessons until you say, okay, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck all of you. I'm doing my shit and I'm claiming my life back and I do what it takes to make me happy. I do whatever I want because that's what life's about. It is my life and I am living it to the fullest. And there are fears coming, there is anger, there is jealousy, but there is also luck, there's happiness, there's joy and love. And all of them have the same worth. And all of them give me power. So if you feel like you are super angry all the time, or that you are super sad, or that you are super afraid, this is a warning sign for something. And this is power. Being fearful means that you can have powers for situations that are superhuman. Yeah? So this is actually start to see your emotions as your biggest helper. Because if I go into my anger and I have a lot of times I feel like, oh, I can't say no, or I can't be impolite right now, but I want to do something else. And if I go into this anger, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I can. And this anger is such a helpful emotion, as are all the other ones. And I'm gonna dive deeper into this in the next video, where I'll give you my tips how I made it out of this situation. Because where I am right now, I enjoy food. And let's be honest, this can change sometimes. It can be that over a meal you will feel guilty, but I'm never going to restrict anything. I just ate a whole bar of chocolate and you know what? I loved it. It was good. I wanted this freaking chocolate. I'll probably get pimples from it, but who cares? Honestly. This is your life. And I really want to tell you with this video, I need some water because my throat is feeling... I've probably been talking a lot here, but what I want to tell you is that this life is your life. And instead of focusing all the time of how you look to everyone else and how everyone else will think about you, try to change it around for one time and try to see, what is it that I want? How do I want to live? Because all the things that you want actually will come to you when you change this perspective and when you change the action. And how this is done, that I will show you in the next video. Until then, keep up the hope, keep up the work. You got this. And I fully trust in you. I fully trust in me. I am super proud of where I've come, and I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud of where you have come. I'm super proud of what you are capable of, and we'll just enhance from there. You know, it's just gonna get better you're just gonna get stronger. You're just gonna claim back your life to see the miracle, see the beauty of it, and all the raw emotions. Because anger can be beautiful too. Sadness, crying can be beautiful too, and can lead to amazing things in your life, and will find a way back. Until then, I wish you a beautiful, well, whatever evening, morning, afternoon it is at your place. And I hope to see you back in the next video. Oh, and by the way, if I didn't tell you already, you got this girl. You got this boy. You got this man. You all got this, okay? I believe in you. Alrighty, mighty. Va bene. Tutto bene. Tutto bene. Mamma. Hello. La chicas. Muchas gracias. Ja, aber das ist ja übelst unbequem. This looks scary. No. Better? Oh, we'll turn this around. Ich war schon wieder gesweatet. Oh, I love the light. This is actually amazing. I love being yellow. Scarf and some tea.